What's up, YouTube? This is Corey from KP Aquariums. So today I wanted to shoot a little bit of an update video and also give you a little bit of background and insight as to why I strip African cichlids. So I stripped that one fish last week. It was October 31st, so it's 8 days ago now. One of the things that I have noticed, or at least a running theory I have, so an African cichlid female will carry fry in her mouth all the way from eggs to wigglers to free swimming fish, and that whole process takes typically between 18 and 24 days. During that time, she is not really eating a whole lot, if anything, okay? So if she carries all the way to term and spits out free swimming fish, even if you move her into her own tank, unless there are a billion little hiding places for them to go to, if she can find them, she's hungry. She hasn't eaten for 3 weeks now, right? So look at it from that aspect. Even if an African cichlid is primarily a vegetable, kind of based diet in nature, these guys are little Scooby snacks. So your survival rate, like I said, unless you have her in her own tank and there's a billion little hiding places for them to go to. So another thing is, my problem is this fish room here is at my work. So from about 6:30 every night till 9 o'clock the next morning when we get in, nobody's here. So that being said, I also believe that these fish within the mother's mouth develop a whole lot faster than if you pull them out. I mean, you can have them in egg tumblers, and my experience, even within egg tumblers, it still takes longer outside of her mouth, than it would if she were to carry them all the way to term. So let me show you. So these are the guys here that I stripped. Let me see if I can't get them to move around. These are the guys that I stripped last week. And you can see, if I can get it to focus, but you can see that those guys still have egg sacs on them. And my feeling is, or my opinion would be at this point, is they would still need to sit in this tank for another week or so before they have consumed that whole egg sac and they are, quote unquote, free swimming, right? If she were to spit, just to give you some perspective, this tank right here is a 5.5 gallon tank. These fish are less than thumbnail sized, all right? Those would be about the size of a free swimming fish that she would spit out. If she spit those fish in this tank with that 5.5 inch OB, that azurius, that flavescent, or rather blue olive, sorry, but I mean, and these snow whites, these are big fish. Those guys are scrumptious little Scooby snacks. So that's why. Alright, one of my first spawns of tomato haps, we saw that she had spit, and there was a whole big, plant in the tank, and there was lots of hiding places, and we saw in a neighborhood of about 20, 25 fish in there, but they were super tiny. We didn't want to take the risk of netting them out, You know, we came back the next day. Four fish survived that spawn. I did net them out and they are fine now. But that just goes to show you, in a community tank, my survival rate would be next to none. You know, I can almost assuredly tell you I would not have 2 5.5 gallon tanks, a 10-gallon tank, and this tank, that tank there, that 10 gallon there, that one up there, this one here. I wouldn't have this. That, I mean, I feel like I would have 20 fish, maybe 30 fish to show for it, not a couple hundred. You see what I mean? So that's why I do it. That's why. Survival rate, purely survival rate. So there's that. Let me show you some of the other things that have going on. So these guys I showed you last week. These are the 5 fish I picked up from Petco for $2 a piece. They all seem to be doing great. Yellow labs, another blue Ali. Actually, no, I believe that guy is in fact an Azurius. And that OB peacock in the back. Everybody's looking good, eating healthy. These guppies up here are looking great. So they will soon get moved into here. These guys are all getting moved into the 240. And the other thing I have going on that 240 is the water's starting to get a little bit green. So I believe I have an algae bloom going on. I'm going to install a 36 watt UV sterilizer. So let me show you that now. Alrighty, YouTube. So here is the 240. Health-wise, everybody seems to be doing fantastic in here and having a blast. But you can see my water is a little bit greenish cloudy. So I think I'm right in the middle of an algae bloom. So what I'm going to be doing is installing that 36 watt UV sterilizer. So you see it has just 2 nozzles on top and bottom, so it's just a big UV bulb in there. My question right now, or my choice and decision I need to make, is here's my return pump. Do I take this and run it through it and just run it in line, or do I put a separate pump and dedicate it to that UV and just have it run right here within the sump? Haven't quite decided that yet, so that is on my list of choices that need to be made. But one of the other things I noticed is she back there. And you can tell she's all shy, and if I throw food in there, she's the only one that hangs back and doesn't really, go for the food. But she is holding. And look at all the males in here. So that's going to be like a giant episode of Maury Povich trying to figure out who the father is. But probably let her stay in there for about another week and probably strip her next week. So I am super happy that this tank seems to be providing enough hiding places and just real estate overall that these guys feel comfortable enough to spawn in. So that is awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. So I will chime back in here in a few and show you that UV sterilizer when I get that guy up and running. Alright, YouTube. Alrighty, YouTube. So here we go. I decided just to run another standalone pump, so I got that guy in there. He's rated for, I don't know, 250, 300 gallons an hour or so. And that's just running up to the bottom. You can see the UV glow in there. And then running out from the top and right back into the sump. So super simple. It is now Wednesday, I think. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, sure enough, Wednesday. Okay. So I will shoot another video here on Friday. We'll see how we're doing. Because I would be willing to bet that this water is cleared up a little bit in a couple of days. Alright, YouTube. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I will chime back in here soon.